Do you know somebody that likes Lego trains? If you do, a great gift for them, whether it's their birthday or this holiday season, is Lego Train Track. Lego Train Track goes a very long way in making great builds. When I was younger, I always wanted more train track. I know that sounds greedy, but when you're running trains all around the floor of any room in your house, you always you want to make bigger builds, longer runs, and it's more fun to be able to build and create greater things. So I recommend getting Lego Train Track. I wanted to make this video because I've been asked before, hey, my son or daughter is, working on Lego trains. They're doing a lot with it. What should I get them, or what might help them? Or even, aunts and uncles have asked me, hey, so-and-so has just got a Lego train. I'm trying, they've asked about track, what should I buy them? And that's a really good question. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 2 current Lego train track packs that are available. I'll leave links in the description to the products on Amazon. They're currently on sale. I don't know how long they'll be on sale for. Check those out, though, if you're looking to get track. Right now, I'm going to get right into those. Then I'll briefly talk about some trains you could buy. I'll leave those links in the description as well. And I'll talk about some layouts you could do with track, but if you want to see some detailed images of rail setups you can do, or if you want to base it off of one setup, then I'll leave a link in the description to a document I found very helpful that somebody created, and they have multiple photos in there of layouts and runs you could do with some Lego track. So I'll leave a link to all that in the description, and right now I'll just get into the set, so I hope you enjoy. And if you enjoy, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more train content. I'm always putting helpful Lego content out there, so if you have a question, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Lego, my Jameso. This is the first train track pack I recommend for any train builder. This train track pack is wonderful because it comes with 8 straights, 4 curves, and 8 flex track pieces. They're all wonderful because, number one, you want to maximize the straights you have. You can do a lot more with straights and have a larger oval or a longer run with straights. Curves are very nice for creating, different curvatures throughout your oval, or even just making some weird, flexible, or making some weird, wave-like patterns with the track. So you can use them, but straights I always found, and still find today, are better than having curves. Is you at least need your 16 curves for one loop, and the more you have, you'll be able to run them in other ways. The flex track is nice. 4 of these combined will make 1 straight piece or 1 curve, however you prefer. But they're also nice if you wanted to have weird imperfections, in your track setup where you have it go slightly in one direction or the other, and they help account for very minor imperfections when you're running track in all directions, because if you run multiple curves together, they might be a little shorter than having a bunch of straights in line, so you might need 1 or 2 of these to adjust for, losses. Okay, so that's a great set. The next set is actually 2 switch pieces. You get a left and a right, and you will get 4 curves. The reason you get 4 curves is because whenever Lego packs track, they pack 4 at a time, and they put pins through them. So you're always going to get 4 curves or 4 straights, usually. With 1 curve here and 1 straight here, and these are both in line. So I can continuously run multiple lines of track here, and then I could reconnect them at some point in time using the switches. I could even reconnect them in a way like this, where I run, a large circle out on the outside and then a smaller circle on the inside. You would need to space them apart appropriately, but as you connect things, you'll figure it out and you'll see how they hook together. The track lines up pretty well. I really like the switches, and if somebody is brand new into Lego trains, I recommend one of the packs I just showed you with the straights and curves, and then I recommend at least 1 switch pack. So those 2 packs already are a very nice way for them to increase their build and, run, just try out with different train layouts, and they'll be able to do different things. I was very happy when I had 2 switches with the train I had growing up, and then as I acquired more straights and curves, I was able to really step up my build game. With 2 switches as well, another fun layout that's not really mentioned is that you can run straights and curves, and it really doesn't matter how you do the layout. You can have curves going in all directions, same with straights, and just have them go back and forth. But you could run a line of track from one room to another room, or even through multiple rooms. I used to do that, where I ran from my living room through the dining room and then into the kitchen sometimes, because I only needed enough track for 1 line, versus if you're doing an oval, you need track for both sides. So I would run as much track as I had in here, and then at both ends of these switches, I would have a circle. And to do that, there are multiple ways you can run a loop around a switch piece. It will really all depend on the space you have on your floor layout, and as well as the amount of curves or straight pieces you have. If you are limited on curves, the first type you can do is an 11 curve loop. So instead of using 16 curves for one loop, you'll only use 11, which means that if you have this pack, a train set that has a full continuous loop, and you buy the switch pack, you'll have enough track pieces to do this loop where you have one loop on this end, a bunch of pieces in between, and another loop on the other end to turn the train around. To do the 11 curves, you'll start by taking one curve here and attaching it backwards. Then with your loop, you'll always have this 8-piece, half circle here. That will never change. And over here, you'll have 2 more curves, 1, 2. You'll then use flex track and straights to combine this switch, and you'll use multiple straights over here on this side to connect everything, and it will all fit together. The flex rail here is nice because when you're doing this type of curvature in the backwards direction, it causes imperfections where, it won't be perfect here where a nice straight piece would fit. So that's why the flex rail works. I'm not sure if this would be considered an illegal Lego build, but it works for, a track layout, especially for somebody that just got their first train. If you have more curves, then the next step up would be 15 curves. And that would again be this backwards curve. It would be 2 more of them, so that'd be 3. And then we'd be at 90 degrees off of this piece down here. And then off of there, you'll do 4 curves and then your half circle. So that's 15 curves. The final one, if you have enough curves, is a 17 curve loop. It is a legal build. Everything fits together well. You'll also need straight pieces. But you have your 1 curve here off the switch. After this curve, you'll have 4 curves here to come out like this. Then you'll have 4 more to loop you back up and around on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and an 8 half circle. So 16 curves plus 1 is our 17 curves. That would be a nice loop. It works well, and that one clicks together the best. And it is considered a legal build because all the math really lines up when you're hooking it together. But the other 2 work just as well. Okay. All in all, the more pieces you get them, the better, the more they can do with it. But I recommend 1 switch pack and 1 straight pack. If you wanted to get them more than that, start off with 1 of these, probably get 2 of these. And then from there on out, it's your choice, your call. But starting out with 2 switches is always amazing to create and expand a build. And then the more straights and curves you have, the better off you'll be. But I would at least recommend, if you're getting them 1 of these, also get them 1 of these, unless you know that they have 2 of them. Having 4 is still awesome. So, don't be worried about buying them something they already have. And then likewise, after you have switches, then you can really just, if you wanted to buy 4 boxes of these or 2 boxes, you could do whatever you want because it will really always it will continuously maximize their build area the more straights and curves they have. All right, that's all for this video. I'll leave links in the description to the Lego train track packs. I'll leave links in the description to the newest Lego trains if you want to get somebody a gift like that. And then I'll leave a link in the description to a document I found helpful. It just has photos about different track layouts you can do. But try things yourself. You can be very creative with it. And whatever track you have, you can always make a really fun layout if you have, an open floor to use. And it's then really cool. Once you have a nice layout set up, you can just keep running the trains around. And everybody usually likes to see that, at least for a little bit. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to see more Lego train content. I'll be posting on Tuesdays.